Hey, welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. I wanted to get a quick one out here. I'm just cooking my bacon back there, so I've got to get to it. It's just going to be really quick. It doesn't have to be very long. I got up this morning checking the news, and one of the first things that I saw was very interesting. It says Zelensky agrees to negotiate with Russia. Putin puts nuclear forces on alert. Two things there I'm sure that you see stand out right away. I'm going to read the story here. Where's this from? This is from MSN.com. Ukraine's President Zelensky agreed to negotiations with Russia on Sunday without preconditions, even as Moscow put its nuclear forces on high alert and Russian troops bore down on Kiev. I refuse to say Kiev. On Kiev, and continued their thrust toward a number of cities across the country. Okay, the two things that stand out there. Zelensky agreed to negotiations without preconditions. You know what that is? That means we're getting ready to surrender. That's my opinion. Okay, somebody say, nah, maybe you're wrong. I don't think so. I think that's it. The second thing that I want to say, when Moscow put its nuclear forces on high alert, I also just watched Joe Fox's video over on Viking Preparedness, and I believe that he knows what he's talking about. If you are not subscribed to Viking Preparedness on Patreon, because I don't believe he puts this on YouTube, it's going to be worth more than your dollar to go over and watch that one. Okay. And if you don't already subscribe to him, what you should, and I'll tell you right up front, I'll tell you something. I did not believe that Putin was actually going to go with a full invasion of Ukraine. But I'm not a military guy. I was seeing it from a civilian standpoint. I was seeing it from what I've seen Russia do, over the years, and poking. Fox disagreed with that. He said they're going for Ukraine. They're going for it all. He was right. There's a lot of people out here, with different opinions, but you have to go with the people with the experience. Okay, and Joe knew exactly what he was talking about. And so go over there, because this thing could blow up into something major. It could go nuclear. He makes that point. He talks about that over there. I tried to upload the PDF from Crescent Kearney, and I forget exactly the name. It's about surviving nuclear war. That's not exactly the name of it, and I forget what the name is. For some reason, it wouldn't load onto the Patreon page, but Google it or DuckDuckGo it, and just look up Surviving Nuclear War, something like that, by Crescent Kearney. You're going to find in there a PDF that you can download for free. It is about surviving nuclear war. Now, is nuclear war going to come to where you live in the United States? I don't think that it's going to come to the United States at all, but it could. Okay, I could be wrong. It certainly could. Now, if it comes to the United States, could it come to the heartland where I am, where many of you are? Could it come to Kansas? That movie, what was it, with Jason Robards a long time ago, The Day After or something like that? That was about a nuclear strike. Well, back and forth. But it was set in Kansas City. Interesting, right? And so it could. I mean, we may need to know how to do these things, and that is an excellent resource. But first, and my main point here was just because I thought this was really interesting, that Zelensky agreed to negotiations without preconditions. That means, remember what I said yesterday, and it was yesterday or the day before, whatever, when I said, don't believe everything that you hear in the news, that the news has an agenda and they're pushing a story. And they came off with all these heroic stories about Ukraine. The guy blew himself up to blow up the bridge, and those guys apparently out on Snake Island that told the Russian warship to go F themselves. There's stories out there that saying that didn't really happen, but the media and governments, they have whole sections of themselves, the government and the military, to bring up stories. What will, all the guys sitting around in a room, what will appeal to the people? What kind of appeal will appeal to the, well, we know that, a dead child will do it. Women being raped will do it. But it's not quite time for that. Let's tell a story about some guy on Snake Island saying "F you" to a warship before they light him up. Okay, anyway, that's what I want to say. I think it's very possible that, what do I know? Okay, why do I think that it's possible that it could happen? Because people who know more about this than I do think it's possible. And I pay attention to people who know more than I do on some things, right? Hey, you want to know about certain things? I know a lot about them. These aren't the things that I know a lot about. I have opinions because of the past, but I don't have the understanding that those who have studied and been closer to the situation have. So go over, subscribe to Viking Preparedness Patreon channel, at least for this one thing that he put out. Now, he explains it just beautifully, lays it out, and I wouldn't be surprised that he will have a lot to add for the month of March for the length of your dollar, and then if you don't feel like you're getting your dollar's worth, like he says, you can leave, but you are going to get it. Now's the time, guys. Now is the time to invest a dollar here and there for those channels that you think you're going to get something out of. For those of you who are not just in it for the entertainment or to watch something to make yourself feel better about what we've already done, or to disagree or to troll or things like that. For those of you who are out there, and I know it's most of you here, for those of you who are out there who are really get the channels for information, do it, because it's going to be worth it. Now, for this, I'm going to start wearing this around. Do you remember, now for everybody that this ticks off, let me just ask you this. For everybody who is saying, Trump is mean in his tweets, and Trump, he's part of the problem, and he's part of the swamp, and he was all in it with the Ruskies, and whatever you want to say, and he messed around on his wife, and he did all of these things that have nothing to do with strong leadership, strong political leadership. Trump did more in 4 years with everybody in the world against him. Everybody, including his own side. He had backstabbers. He had people that he had given wonderful opportunities and jobs to. I have to question his judgment on some of the people that he selected and brought into his administration. I think they were dumb choices, which proved out to be right. But maybe there's more there than we know, right? There usually is with Trump. There's a lot more there than we actually know and see, and we don't even know what's going on behind the scenes right now. But for those of you who just didn't like him, who wouldn't stand up for him, who wouldn't support him, because you didn't like his tweets or whatever it was, I don't like his personality, I don't like this. Okay, so this is what you wanted, what's going on in the United States right now. This is what you wanted, because this is what you got. This is what your bad talk has brought us to. This is what your failure to support the man did. Okay, this might cost me half of my subscribers. I don't care, because I am sick of the little mamby-pamby, wah. If you have mainlined so much soy that you can't put up with a little meanness and a few words, and you're willing to sacrifice the entire country, your lives and your children's lives, to live under some commie you-know-what, like you-know-who we have. Okay? I don't want you here. I don't want you here at all. Go join some channel that says, well, why Trump is just not the guy. And the Biden is showing real leadership. My gosh. Okay, anyway. That wasn't, I know, directed at most of you, but it was directed at some who I just occasionally see up here. And probably it's not directed at very many of you at all. What it's directed to is anybody that stumbles across this channel and says, what's this guy about? Well, I've just told you what I'm about. I like strength in leadership. You know, the old saying is better to have a lion at the head of an army of sheep than a sheep at the head of an army of lions. You know, now we got a jackal at the head of us right now, and what he's doing, he's trying to get everybody yip 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 yip. Let's take down the strong man, did they or did they not? We will see, right? And leading us and said, let's go join. Let's don't fight against those who hate us. Let's join them, and maybe they'll hate us less, and maybe we'll get some of the scraps, but at least they'll like us. What a bunch of pansies. Okay, that's it. We're going to see things happening in Ukraine. Go join for your sake. He doesn't need your money. He's got a bazillion subscribers over there. He's got a bazillion patrons. Go join for your sake. Join Viking Preparedness on Patreon. Okay? You don't have to tell him that I sent you. For any of you who aren't over there, feel free if you'd like to. He knows me. So, you all have a good day. Keep your ears open. Watch what's going on, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.